Our new reading selection is On Nuclear Disarmament. It's a speech on nuclear disarmament delivered in 1988 by scientist Carl Sagan. Carl Sagan argues for rethinking ideas about how to maintain security. But first of all, we have to know how significant Carl Sagan was as scientist to in that period. First of all, he's the scientist who made the universe clearer to the ordinary person. So, kind of, he merged science with humanity in order to convince people how it works. Let's talk about his early life. He was born on November 1934 in Brooklyn, New York, and he had a sister named Carol. They were Jews, but actually his parents were biased religiously. But as for him, he was more towards science. Okay, he was scientific from the beginning. So his parents actually motivated him. They didn't hinder his way. Sagan was interested in astronomy and nature at a very young age, and his parents nurtured his growing interest in science by buying him chemistry sets and books. He said in lots of places, I went to the librarian and asked for a book about stars, and the answer was stunning. It was that the sun was a star, but really close. The stars were suns, but so far away they were just little points of light. The scale of the universe suddenly opened up to me. It was a kind of religious experience. There was a magnificence to this which has never left me, never ever left me. So it started from the fact that he knew that the sun was a star. And the only difference between the sun and other stars is the distance away from Earth. In 1939, there was a World's Fair, and he said it showed beautiful highways and little General Motors cars carrying people to skyscrapers. So here he started thinking of the future. His education, he graduated from Rahway High School in New Jersey. He went to the University of Chicago, and then Apple once asked for his permission to use his name as a code name for one of its lines of the computers. Okay, but he refused, so Apple used the code BHA instead, standing for Butthead Astronomer. He was a consultant and advisor to NASA from the 1950s on. He briefed the Apollo astronauts. He had lots of achievements. Sagan introduced the idea of nuclear winter in 1983. The nuclear arms race is like two sworn enemies standing waist deep in gasoline, one with 3 matches, the other with five, and this is how it continued. One of the most important claims that he said was, or kind of quotes that he said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So he was looking, this shows you so much of his personality. He was all the time looking for the evidence or for the reason how things were created.